Hi, and welcome to Los Luceros Historic Site. My name is Carly. It's been a little while since I have done one of my Sunday walks around the site, so I thought I'd hop on and do one. So we are here at Los Luceros Historic Site, which of course is the northernmost historic site in New Mexico. It is in a tiny town called Alcalde, which is north of Espanola and north of Santa Fe. So up here it's getting pretty chilly. You can kind of tell by my red nose jacket, and my cheeks are a little numb, so it's kind of hard to talk. But you know, the winter is pretty spectacular here at Los Luceros. You know, I always recommend to our visitors that they come once a season to experience something completely new and different. So I'm going to just turn the camera around so you can kind of see the views. Of course, all the leaves from the fall have fallen down, and so we have some bare cottonwood trees and the apple trees. But it's really still has such a majestic beauty about this place, even without the leaves. And so I'm just hopping on here to update you guys on some things, some winter things here at Los Luceros. We have a nice golden hour going on there. So the first thing is Angel, our farm and ranch supervisor, planted a field of winter wheat right here. You may have seen our earlier video about this, but he just planted the winter wheat a couple weeks ago, back when there were still some leaves on the tree. And the winter wheat is pretty great because you can plant it in the winter. It does really well, and then it pops up a little bit earlier in the spring, so you don't lose any time there. So that whole field is devoted to it. Now, a funny thing about the field there is that it's also the field that the sandhill cranes really like to hang out in. So we're watering that field with the acequia system, so the irrigation ditches here, and so it has lots of water, and as you might imagine, has some nice winter wheat seeds. So there is, you know, this old saying with farmers that you plant one. You know, you plant something for yourself, but you also plant extra for the animals. And so we'll see what happens. Hopefully, you know, everything goes according to plan. We have a really nice field of winter wheat come the springtime. But those sandhill cranes love hanging out on that field. So really in the winter, that is a really awesome thing to see here is the birding. You know, I never really considered myself a birder until I got here, and I started seeing, of course, the cranes, sandhill cranes, like hundreds of them, bald eagles and ospreys. We have some white-breasted nuthatches hopping around here. We have the dark-eyed juncos hopping around here. We have the Lewis's woodpeckers, which are a spectacular, like dark red color. And we are an important bird area, so we have like over 130 documented species of birds here. And so, of course, without all the leaves, you can see the birds really clearly. We also had a great horned owl hang out behind me in the historic district. And so something new at Los Luceros is we just came up with a species list. And it has photos, and it has, you know, the species name, the scientific name. It has how we've seen it. So, you know, if we've just heard it, if we saw it on the game camera, if we saw it in person, if it has left any scat behind. And then we tell you kind of in the area where you can find it. So like that great horned owl we've been seeing in the historic district, surprisingly before closing time, which is a little interesting because we close at 4 p.m. So it's a little early for owls. But he's just doing his thing. We saw Cooper's hawk the other day. We have red-tailed hawk. And, you know, a fun fact about the red-tailed hawk, if you didn't know this, is in movies, whenever you hear the screech of an eagle, it's actually a red-tailed hawk. The eagle screech is not quite as majestic. It's a little bit, I don't know, more screechy. And so look it up on YouTube, but the typical noise that you hear of that eagle is going to be the red-tailed hawk. And so there are times that I'm walking around Los Luceros and I hear that noise and it scares me because you think it's going to be this eagle, but it's the red tail, which is pretty neat. So I'm just walking you guys over to the fields. It looks like we're not going to get quite a spectacular sunset today. But hopefully we will by the time our next Dawn Till Dusk day comes around. And so that is December 5th, and we will open at, I believe, 7 a.m. and close at 5 p.m. That's our extended hour days. And of course, that is free to New Mexico residents. And really allows you to experience the site in some new lighting. So then really the other thing I wanted to mention is, if you've seen our post today, we're doing kind of a new thing here at Los Luceros. So Los Luceros kind of has this history of being owned and maintained by a lot of wealthy women, about Mary Wheelwright, for instance. And there was this culture of maintaining your lawn, like really maintaining it, having green grass, getting rid of all the leaves. And we're going to kind of throw that on its head and really care about our pollinators and our bugs this season. So we are actually leaving a lot of the leaves that have fallen this autumn. And there's a couple reasons for doing this. So of course we're going to clear out the roads and the walkways and make sure there's no slipping hazards. But the leaves actually provide a really important part of the ecology here. And it protects bugs, it protects pollinators, bees, butterflies, which is really helpful to them. So I don't know if you know this, but the bees in the winter, they'll actually dig about 1 inch or 2 inches in the dirt to protect themselves in the winter from the cold, from the elements, the snow. And so, that's not a lot, right? That's like right below the surface. And so this like healthy blanket of leaves here, like right here, let me go step in it so you can kind of see. Healthy couple inches of leaves here really helps the bees survive the winter. It provides a nice warm coating, again, protects from the snow. And not only bees, but a lot of butterfly species, moth species, they will winter in the leaves. And a lot of like specific species of butterflies or moths, their cocoons resemble leaves. So sometimes you can't tell when you're throwing out a nice chrysalis as opposed to just some dead leaves. And so we are really working to kind of protect these animals. We have a lot of butterflies that people come to visit in the spring, especially the monarchs that come here. And some really amazing moths. And so we're just going to leave that leaf layer to protect them. And it's, not only the pollinators, not just the bees and butterflies and all that, but also beetles and millipedes and spiders. And I know a lot of you are thinking like, well, I don't want those near my house. I don't want to attract those. But those bugs are really good at feeding our bird buddies, right? So as an important bird area, we want to make sure our birds are protected, that they have enough food. The sandhill cranes that visit every year can eat some of those bugs. And so leaving that leaf layer provides habitat and also food for those creatures to make sure that we still keep our birds happy and safe and healthy and all that. Leaves also, they degrade really quickly. And so the nutrients from that degrading leaves can really enhance your soils. So for farming, it's great. Gardening, you want to leave those leaves there because they degrade and provide those nutrients. Not only that, but that leaf layer also can protect the roots of plants, right? And so here I'm just showing you down the historic district, the leaves that are on the side here, beyond into the agricultural fields. And so when you're just planting something or it's just taking root, leaving that leaf layer takes care of those roots for you. It provides a nutritious soil, all that kind of stuff. I was really hoping we'd get a pretty nice sunset to show you guys today, but it looks like it's just doing its thing. And of course, the sandhill cranes are hiding from me today. So hopefully the next time I hop on, you guys will be able to see spectacular sunsets, some sandhill cranes, all that. But see it in person, you guys. So again, our next Dawn Till Dusk Day is December 5th. It's the first Sunday of the month. It's free to New Mexico residents, and you can catch that sunset. You can catch those sandhill cranes in person. We have some new exhibits and arts and crafts coming in. So we have crafts devoted to those cranes because I love them. I'm obsessed with them. I think a lot of you guys are too. So you can bring the kids and make some sandhill crane puppets. You can try and find the 16 insects within the leaf litter case. Check the post from today if you want to do that virtually. So there's just so much to do here at Los Luceros. You know, everyone kind of thinks of winter as just being dreary and sad, but there's so much life here still, especially with the birds. So come visit, and I think that's all I have for you guys today. But thanks for tuning in. Comment where you're streaming from, and I hope that we'll see you on the site soon. You can visit our herd of sheep and goats who are happy and warm in their wool during the winter. Yeah, that's it for me. Have a good day, you guys.